So a massive shout out to Amazon because 2 days ago I put in an order for a couple of bits of equipment to connect my Snowball Ice microphone to my Samsung Galaxy S20. Basically a special cord for it, and while I was at it, a microphone stand, because why not? That was 2 days ago. And then just a minute ago there was a knock on my door and suddenly everything's here. And it took 48 hours. That's incredible. Best get this open, have a look and see what we're working with. Yes, Callum, we completely impressed today by Amazon's speedy delivery service. 48 hours from me sitting at my computer working out what equipment I needed to hook up my phone to my old microphone, ordering it, and suddenly it's here in the same country that takes roughly a week to send or receive a delivery card. So I'm absolutely stunned that from the factory to my door, that's 2 days. That's incredible. Now, I will link the products that I'm using with Amazon affiliate links down below. Yes, I might get a little bit of a kickback if you buy something from Amazon. It costs you no money to do that. I might become a millionaire if you buy enough of them. But anyway, I will link them to them. You can see if they fit your requirements. But let's have a look what's in the box, starting with the special adapter. It is the USB-C to USB-A by Ugreen OTP adapter. Smart Digital Life. I've never heard of Ugreen before, but it came highly recommended, and I thought, well, fantastic, that's all I need. It's not the longest cord, obviously, but then the microphone cord itself, which I don't have here, sadly, is a decent length. So there's enough play in it for the microphone stand to move things around. So plenty just like it as well. So if you don't get the Ugreen one, or I'm sure there's plenty of other OTP examples that you can use to give this a bit of a go. Now, the microphone stand that I got apparently fits a few different models, including the classic Yeti, the very, very popular Yeti mic, but also my Snowball mic. So it should come with a couple of adapters. I have noticed that it's come with a pop guard that's not going to fit on my microphone. But still, if I ever get a Yeti, or maybe my son who has a similar style for this, maybe he'll get some use out of it. So there's the pop guard in there. We've got the clamp. Now, if you're ordering this through the product link that I've put down below, please be aware of the length of this actual clamp. Now, they have listed in it, I think it's like 5.5 centimeters. A few people have bought it and then realized the opening is not big enough for the wood that they're using, or the thing that they're clamping to it, whether it's a desk or a provision somewhere. So I have actually measured this up. It does go to 5.5 centimeters. I think my tabletop here in the shed's about 4 or something. So I should be able to just slide it on, and yep, cool. It fits perfect. Excellent. So no problems with that there. Obviously I've got to clear a bit of junk out of the way, like my compressor and bits and pieces. But for the time being, I know the clamp will fit. I know the clamp works. Excellent, fantastic. What else have we got? It's like a microphone holder. Okay, there we go. Special clamp microphone holder. And I guess that's going to go to the actual stand part, but we'll find out in a sec. It is made of plastic. There doesn't seem to be too many metal bits apart from the springs in there, but hopefully I won't be putting it through too much abuse, and we'll see how that stands up. The actual stand itself, beautiful. It's like unwrapping Christmas presents, really. Look, fairly light, very cool. That will obviously loosen over time. Round it goes. Excellent. Okay, that's good. So that looks like the business. Oh, even better. I didn't even realize it does come with a pop guard, or a sort of screen guard. That's awesome. Look at that. Okay, and it's a very nice mesh, twin mesh, it feels like, guard there. So that's excellent. I'm not really worried about popping and burping and farting into my own microphone, but it's really nice to have just in case I do some professional voiceover work with it. Although I'd probably be using something like a Rode, like an NT or something, more than the Snowball. The Snowball will be good for what I'm doing here, but for recording quality, like top-notch ad recording quality, I'd probably pick something else. But still, that's fantastic. That comes with it. And the microphone scissor arm stand user manual. and it looks like various adapters. One of these adapters I know is for the Yeti, the other one is for the Snowball, so it's just a case of figuring out which is which. It's got a little Velcro tie to tie things up, and I'm not sure if that's part of it, but it's in there as well, rubber band. But I think that was actually around the mic stand plastic, so I don't think we'll need that. But anyway, if you're keen to try one of these on yourself, link down below. Let's put it together and see how we go, and see if we can couple it easily with our 3D printed shock mount that I was only painting up this afternoon. So hopefully the paint will dry soon and I can put this all together. So here we go. Took me all of 5 minutes to put together, and that was about 1 minute reading the instructions as well. My eyeball on a stick is good to go on this microphone, ready to go. Seems pretty cool. Got YouTube sensation Got No Socks Gaming in here. What do you think?
Good.
Good. Okay, well, he's a man of many, many words, but honestly, that's pretty cool. Now, obviously, I haven't put the shock mount in there and I haven't connected up the cord yet, but the microphone stand does seem very stable. Once it's all screwed in and locked in, look, you really don't really need to read the instructions more than working out which adapter you need to plug into a particular microphone. So for this one, there it is. That can be tightened up. But for the most part, I now have a removable microphone ready to plug and play. And time to test how good it sounds. Okay, so we've dug out the cord for this, ready to go. It's actually quite the lengthy cord too, which is fantastic, which means that moving this microphone about and ensuring that I'm not about to knock my phone out of its stand will be nice and easy. So let's pop it back on here and see how good it sounds when we hook things up. Now, the first way you'll discover if it's working or not is if there's a power light up on the microphone. A light on the microphone, yes we do, excellent. And here is the ultimate test on how this is going to work. Now, naturally, I can't actually hear this as I'm recording, so this will be a surprise to both you and myself, but hopefully this is sounding a lot better than if we do this and we record without it. We're about to find out. Fingers crossed. Here's hoping this is a cheap and effective upgrade. Well, how good is that? It sounds 100 times better. In fact, Got No Socks Gaming here actually suggested that I call this YouTube video "My Microphone Sounds 100 Times Better." I don't know if it's 100 times better, but it's certainly clearer, louder, and so much better than before. So that is a fantastic upgrade. Cheap, cheerful, effective. I now have a swinging microphone in my shed ready to go for whatever I'm about to record next. Now I'll just wait for the shock mount to dry and hopefully get that to work in perfect harmony. But even if it doesn't, if it breaks or falls to pieces, at least I know that the stand that I've got and the microphone and the connection are all stable, good to go, and that is a fantastic upgrade so far. So here we go, it's the next day and my shock mount has finally finished drying. It was dull green. I didn't like dull green, so I've decided just to paint it up with a couple of model paints. These are Valero model paints. I think that's a gunmetal there and some kind of brassy brass. A couple of things to note about this particular print. Firstly, these are not the screws that they recommend, but if you've built a computer, you'll recognize them instantly. They are, of course, computer case screws, of which I have many, many, many computer case screws. They don't really go right through to the back, but they fit just fine. Nice and snug, so that's okay. The print did call for some washers. I don't have any, but that seems to be not a problem. Secondly, when you're printing out any part with threads, and there's a couple parts here, make sure you print them in the highest quality possible, because I printed them out at standard quality. All parts are printed at the same quality, and the threads don't come out just right. It is a bit of an effort. I couldn't screw it in entirely into the microphone itself without this part here, this little triangle section down the bottom, starting to snap. So you've got to be extremely careful. Little force required, but don't go overboard with that. Now, the reason it's hanging up, and I've got it on a G-clamp on a shelf, was to actually put the rubber bands on. And it's a lot easier when you start with the top one, hang it off something and work your way around. The original print instructions did call for hair ties, but I found rubber bands work just as fine, and you've still got plenty of suspension for the microphone, which is cool. And even though that is not as far in as it can go, Interestingly, the inner ring actually slots into, whoops, that's fallen off, the little sticker part. There's a tiny little indent halfway through the microphone, and it fits. So that's good. Things have gone really, really well. Over on the mic stand, this other part screwed in nicely. No problems with the thread there. Fantastic. The only issue I have, though, is that you've got a hole here for some kind of metal rod. On the bottom, you don't really have a provision for it, but you could certainly drill one in once I find a drill bit. My biggest problem is that I don't think it's going to be too stable. And that's certainly not a reflection on the print itself, it's more the materials that I'm using. I use basic PLA, the print asked for something stronger. I'm just a little bit worried that even with bracing down here, proper glue, and something like a mini steel rod in it, I still feel like there's just an occasion where I'll move the microphone, it'll go snap, and there goes my snowball mount. So, interesting situation. I'm not sure what to do. I might have to strengthen it up, which kind of defeats the purpose of 3D printing it in the first place, but hey, you've got to learn these things. But in the meantime, at least I know that it looks the goods, and once I get some stronger materials, I might give this another go. But up until that point, I can still pop it on without the shock mount. Maybe I'll use the pop guard, but everything else is working. And as you can appreciate, and I certainly do, the sound quality is so much better. So there you go. Even though the shock mount didn't work exactly as planned in the end, everything else did, and I'm very, very happy that I've got some quality sound. And I think Got No Socks Gaming has been quietly impressed by this setup, so much so that I think he wants to spend more time in here recording his stuff on the microphone. So definitely a worthy investment. Love you to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for checking out my vid. Don't forget the links are down below if you're keen on any of the gear that I'm using or want to see it for yourself. And I'll be back next time with some more adventures with better quality sound.